Okay, welcome back to Snowglobe Stories. Since we just finished that snow globe, we are going to move on to the one that I have for my mission where I served, which is Sacramento. I served from August of 2012 to March of 2014. And you can see that the figure is tipping and the liquid is cloudy, so we are gonna fix this one today. Okay, we will start as usual with heat-resistant gloves and trying to get this glass off of the base. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let the globe cool off a little bit. I will start pulling the glue off. And while I'm doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about my mission. So, as I mentioned in the last video, I served a mission for my church, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And as a 21-year-old, I decided to apply for and go on a mission. I had already been learning sign language for a couple years, both in high school and college. And so I was definitely hopeful to be called on a sign language mission. And it did obviously happen. I was called to Sacramento and went into the missionary training center in August of 2012. And then I was in the training center for about, I want to say it was 9 weeks because of the language. Even though I already knew it, they don't typically send you out of the MTC early because you've got companions and other schedules and everything that they're trying to meet. So I made it to Sacramento in October, I believe. Might have been end of September, but our mission covered areas from El Dorado all the way down to Stockton and Manteca. So we had a pretty large area. And I actually, when I went back to visit my mission after I was home, was when I bought this snow globe. We went to the Downtown Sac, which is like a outside mall, strip mall, historical landmarks and such. There she is, beautiful. And I'm gonna go try and preserve the glitter and the snow in this, but I'm gonna dump all the water out and see if I can clean up the rest of this glue. So, give me a moment. Okay, I was able to preserve most of the snow and the translucent glitter and get all of the glue off of the glass, at least most of the glue off the glass. And then I took some Dawn soap and a soft bristled brush and cleaned up the figure and the base. There is a little bit of detachment coming right here from the stopper, so I am going to glue that. Looks like there's a little piece of snow stuck. Yep. I'm going to re-glue that part right there, a couple places where it's detaching, just to make sure that it stays nice and secure. And then we'll keep going with the repair. So as I was saying about the mission itself, most missionaries who serve for the church believe that they are called to their specific area, to those specific people at that specific time. So we obviously believe in Jesus Christ. We also believe that we're called by a prophet of God to these areas to teach people about the gospel. And as a result, a lot of people are grow attached to the places that they visit, the languages that they are called to teach in, etc. So I had an attachment to sign language before I was called, but it was just an extra blessing to also fall in love with my actual mission. Not everyone, I know that not all missionaries feel the same way about the places that they are called to, but I definitely felt that it was inspired for many different reasons. And I did see a lot of success on my mission, which was great for a sign language missionary. Obviously not like other languages. It's not like deaf people are only in a specific area. So that's why we as sign language missionaries were called to much larger areas. In the entire mission, there were only 2 sign language areas, and each covered half of the mission. And I know that since I've been home, they have shut down the sign language work in Sacramento, unfortunately, which was a hard blow with something that you work so hard to build up and then end up finding out that they shut down that specific language or calling in an area that you worked in. That was definitely a hard experience for me to have. Excuse me. I am fighting a little bit of a cold, so I am sorry if there is some coughing. Yeah, so Sacramento holds a near and dear place to my heart. I have been back several times. I still keep in contact with many of the members of the church that I served with there, the missionaries that I served with there. And yeah, it just is really important to me. And that's why I decided to get a snow globe to commemorate it. And I think once this dries, we should be good to go. I'm going to let that sit and let it continue to set. We're going to get the rest of this glue out of this base. It's actually coming up now in March will be my 10-year of being home from my mission, which is crazy to even think about. And I have taken my husband back to visit the areas and some of the people that I served with. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all that glue off, which is okay. I have not been able to be back since I've had kids, which is unfortunate, but is a life of a parent. So This snow does look a little bit brown, but I am hoping that with clean water it will clear up. And okay. Lesson number 1, don't touch the glitter unless you want it stuck to your fingers. We are going to fill this with water that is mostly water with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, just to kill any bacteria. See, that already still looks really cloudy to me. So I wonder if I dump the water again and then try and clear it out, if it will continue to be cloudy. Let me try that. I will be right back. Okay, I've dumped most of the water out after I refilled it, and honestly, I am very curious about this snow, quote unquote snow, that they've used in this globe. It's really hard. It's not like any of the other glitter that I've used or seen. It's almost like it's salt, and I wonder if it is salt, because that would make this a more complicated repair, I think. Anyway, we're just gonna keep going, and it'll look better just because we have the figure reattached and I will be able to straighten it out. So even if it doesn't stay clear, sticking my finger in there so it'll clean off the the quote-unquote glitter. So I can smell the alcohol. So hopefully that will keep it, like I said, keep it more clean. But you never know. This will not be the first one that I will have needed to reopen after repairing it. So we're just gonna keep moving forward. Okay, let's do this. And I always forget to wet the stopper. Supposedly it's supposed to make it easier to get the rubber in between the glass. I don't know if I've really noticed a difference, but we will try it anyways. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Ooh. Okay. And I do prefer the submersion method over the syringe, just because I feel like it is more secure. And it does already look like it's not quite aligned, so there we go. Big bubble just released. Oh, and I just realized I did not put any glue in this water either, but look at, I don't think that it needed it. Look at how nice those snowflakes are falling. Interesting. There is a little bit of an air bubble. I don't know if you can see that, but we will shake her up a little bit and then resubmerge her. As the more you shake it up, the more the air bubbles around the figure tend to be released. See, right there. Not huge, but still there. Experience has taught me to hold on to the stopper when reinserting the screwdriver because it tends to slip into the globe. There it is. And if I can just pull this up a little bit. Oh no, I ripped it. Well, that's not good. Okay. I just ripped a piece of that stopper off, which is not good, but I'm still going to fully secure it. It looks to me like the stopper is level. It's about the same length or depth inside the globe. So I'm not going to try and pull it out because it ripped right there. I'm not going to try and pull it out again. We will let it dry. Okay, so this next part is not necessary, but I do like to do it because I want to try and minimize the amount of repairs I need to do in the future. So we're going to super glue this base to the glass. Therefore minimizing some leaks. And sometimes you will hear sizzling just from the water with the heat of the glue gun. Okay, you check for air bubbles in the glue that would therefore mean water has been trapped. And you just give them a little pop. I don't know if I really see any, which is great. Okay, we're gonna let that set and come back in just a second. Okay, now that that glue is dry, we're gonna put a bead of glue along the inner rim of here and then put it back together. always harder when you're in the middle of two glue sticks. Okay. And the front was here and there. Might need a little bit more glue because that is not holding. Which I've only ever had to redo once before. All right, let's see. Whew. Honestly, I prefer the globes that have a little more space than the ones that are so dang tight that you have a worry of breaking it. So we will hold on to it. This one might actually need some on the bottom too. We'll see. I'll let that set, make sure that it's secure, and then show you the final product. Okay, and here she is, fully repaired. It is worth noting that almost every repair that I have done, even ones that I don't always remove the figure from, I almost always will get an air bubble here at the top within a couple weeks, whether that's because air is evaporating or leaking, water's leaking, or there's air trapped in the little spaces of the figure. Not really sure. You can see the tiniest little air bubble there. But I think the snow is falling perfectly, and I'm glad that the figure is no longer tilting and the water is a little bit clearer. I love Sacramento so much, and I learned so many things about myself and about others when I was serving my mission there. I gained lots of new skills, not only with the language and teaching and everything else, but I actually learned also how to play the ukulele. And I have written songs about every area that I served in. Those might be featured in different videos in the future. Not exactly sure when. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go put this back on its shelf. Sacramento is fully repaired and back on the shelf.